Hello dear creatives, welcome to another edition of our online tutorial. My name is Adiola and I'm always excited to be with you, okay, because this is what I love to do and I love to empower so much, and I'm glad to have you join us in this tutorial. Okay, so today I'll be teaching you how to make a mini Netbase Fascinator. Okay, I call this a mini Netbase because it's going to be in small circles of net bases joined together to form a fascinator. And here are the materials you'll be needing. This is my net right here. This is actually a leftover fabric that I used for a project. Okay, I have this is almost like half yard. So if you don't have leftover, you can just get half yard of net, any net of choice. All right, I have my paper tape right here. I have my fishing line, which is about 40 mm right here. Okay, 40 mm. I have my bias strip, yellow bias strip. I have my needle and my matching thread. I have UHU gum. I have my feather. I have my elastic band, and I also have my crinoline. And lastly, I have my wire right here. This is my millinery wire. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start this project. All right, welcome back. So I have my wire right here, and this is about 17 inches long. Okay, so this is 17 inches long. Okay, can you see? So I'm just going to go ahead and make it into circle like this and secure the edges with the paper tape. Okay, just go ahead and cut the paper tape. Hold your wire in place this way. You have to hold it firmly. Okay, and then you use your paper tape to hold it down. Just wrap it such that it does not come up. Okay, so that's basically how I'm going to go ahead and do the other edge right here. So I'm going to wrap it up with my paper tape also, and then we move to the next step. Don't forget to secure tightly with your paper tape. You can also use your needle. Just thread it into 8 lines, all right, and use it to tie it down. But the bottom line is make sure it's staying down properly. Okay, so I have my 3 circles right here, and let's move to the next step. Okay, welcome back, and I've properly covered my wire. I've covered the edges. Okay, and just go ahead and cut your net just enough to cover the edges of your wire. And so the next step I'm going to do again, this next step I'm going to go to now is just to use my UHU gum. Okay, attach it to the wire and allow it to dry properly before covering it with the net. Now don't forget, I'm just going to cover the edges. I'm not going to take the net through it round. Don't worry, I'll show you what I mean by that. So just go ahead and attach your glue. You can use E6000, you can use E7000, you can use any type of glue except the hot glue. Okay, so please be mindful. Make sure you allow your glue to dry up before you cover with your net. Okay, just attach it properly the way I'm doing, and please attach it generously, okay, to all the edges. Okay, so I'm going to leave this to dry a little, and then I just cover it with my fabric. You can also use any fabric for this. It might necessarily not mean that you have to use nets. Okay, so you can use any fabric. So I'm going to let this dry off, and then I'll cover it with my wire with my fabric. Okay, so it's a little bit dry right now at the rim, at this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover it with my net. Okay, and I'm pulling it tightly. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Just make sure you pull it tightly around the edges. Okay, just pull it tightly to make sure your fabric or your net is properly glued to the wire at the edges right here. Okay, if you don't have enough glue, just go ahead and add more. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that the wire, the net is properly covered and it's properly glued to the wire, especially at the edge right here. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna have at the back. Okay, very neat. And the front part too is also neat. So I'm going to hold this down with my hand to make sure it stays, and if there's any opening, just go ahead and attach or apply more glue and cover it properly. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for the other two, and then we proceed. All right, welcome back, dear creative. So I've properly wrapped my my wire with my fabric, okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut the excess fabric off the brim of the wire. Okay, you need to be very careful and make sure that the edges are properly glued, okay, so that by the time you are cutting off your fabric, you don't want to cut off the parts that are not glued. Okay, so I'm just cutting the excess off. Please be careful so you don't put your scissors through the net this way and you destroy your net base. Okay, and I'm going to be cutting very close to the wire because I'm going to be covering it up with my bias strip. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this round, and I'll do that for the other two bases I have right here. So quickly I'll do that and I'll show you what to do next. All right, welcome back. So after cutting the excess net or the fabric, whichever one you are using to cover your wire, just go ahead and cover the edges with your bias strip. Just apply your glue to the open part of the bias strip this way. Okay, apply it generously and just go ahead and cover the brim. Okay, so the reason why I asked you to cut it close to the wire is so that the width of this bias strip can cover, you know, the cut part. Okay, you don't want your net to be showing behind your bias strip, so it's essential for you to cut it close to the wire. So I'm going to go ahead and just attach my glue all around the wire, the bias strip, and just use it to tape or to cover the edges of my wire. And after doing that, I'm going to show you exactly what to do next. All right, welcome back, dear creatives. So I have my base properly covered with my bias strip, and so I'm just going to go ahead and couple these three bases together. Like I said, this is a mini net base fascinator. So for the parts where I overlapped, that's the end points, the three end points, I'm going to go ahead and place the three bases on each other at that point just to cover up this part. Okay, I don't want to go ahead and cover it so that you'll be having the open parts showing outside. That is not going to look very nice. So I'm going to just go ahead and use my fishing line and my thread to tag the three bases together this way. Just arrange them on each other as you want, and I'm just going to tack it with my fishing line and my thread. Okay, and I'm going to start from behind. I'm going to start from two. First of all, I'll start from behind. Okay, just go ahead and tack it. Make sure you hold it in place. Okay, the reason why you are using fishing line is for invisible tacking. Okay, so you don't see where the bases are joined together. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tag this together properly, and then I attach the third base on top of it. All right, welcome back, dear creative. So I've attached my three bases together, and before I start embellishing this fascinator, I'm going to go ahead and attach my elastic behind. Okay, so just go ahead and attach your elastic and make sure you put it on your head or on your dummy head to know where you want your elastic to sit. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and attach this quickly, and then I move to the embellishment of this beautiful fascinator. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Alluredbyruby. Also, our craft academy is at Alluredbyruby Craft Academy. On Facebook also, we have lots of freebies there every now and then. All right, please kindly follow us also on Instagram at Alluredbyruby. So I'm going to attach this elastic to the base right now, and I'm going to cover it up with bias strip for neat finishing. Okay, so just go ahead and attach it and cover it up with anything. You can use felt, you can use scuba fabric, just cut it into neat circle and just cover it up this way after tacking. All right, so I'm going to go ahead to tack this and cover it up, and we'll move to the embellishment.